Today we're talking about what's your real problem, man?
And the reason, when we do these shows, I mean, we try to have a reason for doing it.
Until you guys start solving the right problems, you will continue to have problems. You're chasing the symptom, man. The drug addict's like, I'm a drug addict. I got a drug problem. I got a disease. You got the wrong problem, dude. That's why the guy ends up going to AA meetings for the next 60 years. Okay? He got the wrong problem. If you had the right problem, you'd have solved it already, okay? Your mama and daddy, as I always say, your mama told you don't spend money. Dave Ramsey told you don't borrow money, right? Your daddy said buy a house, that's the way to make money. The Wall Street people said invest in the IRA and the KEO.
Go to a 4-year college, take out debt to do it.
You guys got the wrong problem, man. You got the wrong problem. That's why you have these problems, because you've been trying to solve the wrong problem.
So look, we want to help you find the right problem. I'll give you an example.
I'll give you an example.
You give me an example.
I'm going to give you an example, buying a jet, okay? I have a friend right here in Miami. Says, man, buying a jet doesn't make any sense. I said, babe, you got the wrong problem. She's like, it doesn't make any sense to buy a jet. I said, look, you got the wrong problem. Gas, depreciation, the plane's going to be worth nothing one day. Doesn't make sense. You have the wrong problem, okay? Everybody should have enough money to have a jet.
Yeah. Amen to
I don't
that.
even think about what the fuel costs, okay? They measure the fuel in pounds, not in gallons. I said, hey, it don't matter. When I did this and I bought it, I know you were a little concerned, because I was. Jared, I said, dude, the expense of the jet's going to hit the company. It's going to hit the bottom line. So he gets paid on the bottom line. He's like,
man, that's a big number.
What happened to our income this year?
The jet ain't the only thing that takes off.
Dude, the jet ain't the only thing that takes off. Why? Because I took money. The distance between me and money is this. And I took it and I shrunk that distance, okay? See, I finally understood after 50 years of being on this planet, it wasn't the distance and it wasn't the money. It was the time. If you want the dime, remove the time.
And look, so like, here's a good example. Like, if we were flying commercial, Grant would buy a first class ticket. He'd go to Chicago.
I'm cheap too, so he'd fly in coach.
Yep, I'd fly in a middle seat in the back by the toilet. We would fly to Chicago.
Gas.
We'd do one meeting, and by the time we could actually get on a flight and get back home, the whole day was gone.
Yeah.
So now with
even worse than that is I didn't want to go anywhere because it was so brutal. Because every time I went through basically you guys are invalidating yourselves. When I would go through the TPA. Is that who it is?
TSA.
I don't even know. I haven't been there in so long. I go through the TSA, okay? I go through the TSA and they undress me and fondle me and touch me and all that. I was so invalidated by the process. I was like, what the hell am I doing, man? I have made so much money. I've done 3 million miles. I'm still doing this. The truth is, you guys, you have the same feeling when you go to the grocery store. Why? Or when you go to the restaurant and you don't get a good seat, or when you go to the ball game and you can't see. You're like, what am I doing in the freaking nosebleeds, man? Okay? What am I doing being reminded every month I'm paying Visa, okay? I'm paying Visa a higher percentage every year than I make from the bank. Dude, you're invalidating yourself.
Yep.
Okay, Dave Ramsey says you shouldn't borrow money. Invalidation. Shame on you, Dave Ramsey. You believe in God, a God that says, you can do everything I did and more. And then you think, dude, $100,000 worth of debt is your problem? You think if you pay your house off, you're going to have freedom? That ain't freedom, baby. Freedom is the ability to go where you want, when you want, how you want, with who you want, dog. Okay, Jim Rohn said you are the accumulation of the 5 people you spend all your time with.
He was wrong.
But guess what? You spend all your time with a bunch of dopes because the people you need to spend your time with ain't in your little freaking city anymore.
So let me give him another example, right? Another example of chasing the wrong problem.
This is Jared Glant, by the way.
The jet may not be a real thing for you, right? I had a conversation with a salesperson. Man, I really need to do better next year. I need to hit my number next year. You know, it's so depressing. I know I'm capable of more. And I'm like, okay, well, what can we change? What can you do different? Well, I need more people to call. Okay, well, let's create a list. Let's find out who you're gonna go after. Let's target who you're gonna go after. Let's take the time to build a list.
Let that dude come watch the show with us.
So we start going through and we're saying, well, is the list the problem? Or is you not making the calls the problem? See, now we move past the list, because what happens when you get the list but you're still not making the calls?
But
See, you were chasing the wrong problem.
Chasing the wrong problem. And if we dig a little deeper, we might find the
That
problem.
it ain't even making the calls, it's the fear of rejection.
Yeah, or maybe it's like, man, he don't even think big enough.
Or-
maybe you guys all need to think about having your own damn gym.
So,
By the way,
just get your head wrapped around
by the way,
this.
what the hell's wrong with it, okay? Well, Grant, everybody, I was doing a thing with CNN, and they're like, well, not everybody can be rich. Yeah, they can,
Totally.
okay?
Not
Yes,
everybody
they
wants.
can.
Not everybody wants to be rich.
There is enough money on this planet for everybody to be rich, okay? It just so happens people die every day. So, and if everybody was super rich, we just print more money so everybody could be richer. But the truth is, most people don't even believe they can be rich. And you validate it every day with the wrong problems. What's the wrong problems? I ain't got 1,500. That ain't your problem. You ain't got 15 million is the problem.
Dude, we're talking about problems, man.
What problem, man?
Problem,
you got the
man.
wrong
The
problem.
wrong
My whole life I
problems.
had the wrong problems, man. I've had the wrong problems. Somebody, me and Robert were doing a show the other day, and somebody said, "What's the biggest mistake you made?" Dude, I've had the wrong problem the whole time. My whole life, I had the wrong problem. I'll give you a perfect example. My daughter, Scarlett's been having a stomach problem, complaining about her stomach all the time. I'm like, Elena, we got to do something about the stomach. And Elena said to me, you know, I read this thing in a child's book that said when a kid's not getting enough attention, they get sick. And I said, well, you give her enough attention, maybe I'm not. So Elena went out of town for 4 days. I was with Scarlett the whole time.
Yep.
Bike riding, playing, swimming pool, every day.
Dude,
Take her-
and when he gets with the girls, he's freaking.
Dude, she hadn't complained about her stomach maybe once or twice in the last 5 days.
Wow.
So the point of that story is this. We had the wrong problem. We think something's wrong with her stomach. She just wasn't getting enough attention, man. Okay, now I don't know if that's the ultimate end goal, but I know this. My entire life, okay, has been, I had the wrong problem. When Jared came to work with me, I kept looking at the guy and said, dude, the guy's so talented, man. He knows the deal. He's productive. Why doesn't he step up into another position?
Had the wrong problem.
I had the wrong problem.
had the
right?
wrong problem.
Yeah, he did. So he wouldn't step up because he knew that he had this little secret. He knew I was against that, you know, so he wouldn't step up.
Yep.
One day it finally came out, man. Next thing you know, he steps up. You know, I don't know if he's been blowing on the hippo
No,
on the
man, dude.
weekends or anything, but
Nah,
I know
Sandy,
what.
Sandy, man.
He's doing good,
keeps me,
man.
She keeps me straight, man.
He's doing good, okay? He's doing good, okay? I think most people got this plan to get rich and then die. I'm like, because by the time most people get rich, they so old, nobody cares that they're rich. I'm like, dude, you so old, you all crinkled, wrinkled, tired, knees hurt. Because money can't solve that problem. When your knees hurt and your hip breaks, and
Yeah.
your thing does this, and it won't do that, money don't matter. I just want to be right more often than I'm wrong.
You just need to have a slight winning percentage.
I just need to have
You
a
just
slight-
got to win once,
Dude,
man.
I just need to be 51 over.
Yeah,
You're right, dude. I just need the
totally.
odds of the house and I can build a casino,
yeah,
okay?
yep,
Okay,
yep.
this is a great show today, by the
It
way,
is.
Jared,
It
okay?
is. Because a lot of people, like, here's another problem. Like, when people, and this is a trip, right? One of your problems, the incorrect problems that you're chasing, could be your goals.
Could
Dude,
be somebody else's goals.
if you don't even have the right goals, number one, they're not your goals. Number
Yeah.
two, they're not big enough.
Yeah, and no wonder you don't stay with them. If
And
they're somebody
you
else's.
reach
Like,
your
what
goal.
would be somebody else's goal?
But grandpa wants you to go to college.
Yeah.
You know,
Because he didn't.
Yeah, you know, I've got to be a real estate guy because Grant's a real estate guy.
Yeah.
You know, I need to be, you know, a vegetarian because
Yeah, I got
Gwyneth
it, I got
Paltrow.
it, I got it. It's
you
going to get
know.
worse and worse. Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I was going to get creative.
No telling
you know.
what he's going to come up
Porn
with.
stars, you know.
I'm going to wear a blue shirt because Jared does. Okay. So the point is, like, whose goals do you even have? Do you have the right goals? You know, here we are coming toward the end of the year, and people are going to do all these New Year resolutions, and then by the 5th or 6th of the month, we know
It's gone.
it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened, man? Was it not even your goal? Maybe it wasn't your goal. How can you stay excited about somebody else's goal? Do you have the right problem? Do you and your wife talk about, we're spending too much money? Wrong problem.
Wrong problem.
Okay. Only
Wrong, son.
Maybe Mike Tyson spent too much money. Okay?
MC Hammer definitely spent too much money.
Well, the truth is, if we go back and review their situation, we would find out that they quit making money before they
Quit
had
spending.
a spending problem. Because if you're still doing $50 million fights, you can spend. It's when you quit making it that you can't spend it, okay? So really what they had
If he was too legit to quit, why did he?
Oh, man. Okay, so look, here's the deal. You guys have the wrong problem, okay? I want you to make a list of the things that you constantly say are your problem. Your debt, your house, you can't move, your job, the industry, the customer, the interest rate, too low, the interest rate's too high, the industry you're in, your boss, your manager. Dude, there is a good chance that we have the wrong problem. And like targets, if I don't know where the target is, man, I can't hit it. I got to know
So,
where
dude,
the target is.
how do you figure out what the right problem is? So, if I'm a salesperson right now, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I'm not where I need to be. It's because I don't have a good list, man. Because I don't have the right leads, man. I don't like. What do you do? How do you know that you are chasing the wrong problem?
I'm gonna look around. Man. Is anybody else here doing well with the same list? Wrong problem. Okay. I'm gonna look around. Houses. This is how I determined buying a house was a bad thing. I looked around. You start looking around the internet. A house. Houses have gone up this much. They've done this. And then you start looking at all this data and you say, but what is the truth, man? What is the truth about it? Not what did everybody say about it, okay? We know the media lies. Now, this has come true now, where today, the veil has been stripped off the face of the media. We know they're liars. We know they have agendas to perpetuate false information into society. Okay, 96% of all people no longer trust the media because of this last election.
Wow.
It was ripped off the face. So they've told you what? Debt is bad. Pay down your debt. Go online right now and search almost any shark's name, and you're going to see something pop up about how to pay off your mortgage quick. Why would you want to, man? You know why? The reason you see that ad is because bankers want you to know how to pay off that mortgage quick. Okay? The casino that gave you the little How to Play 21 book, I'm convinced that the best-selling How to Play 21, the rules, don't hit a 16 against a 6.
Yeah.
I am convinced that that book was built to teach us how to lose at blackjack. Okay? Never split tens. Never! That's what it says. Dude, if you know they got a busted hand, you split them damn tens.
Yeah.
Okay? So all I'm saying to you is you got to look around. What's going on? Look, the people that can't afford a home are all the people that don't make any money. This was perpetuated onto American society. Buy a home. It's a good investment. No, it's not a good investment. It's a terrible investment. And by the way, if you're selling houses, what I'm telling you right now will not keep people from buying houses. I could sell a guy a house and still know not a good deal for me. I could sell tons of houses, okay?
Yeah.
I've helped real estate agents in Los Angeles become the #1 real estate agents, not in LA, but in the country. So there are people that you should sell houses to.
$3 billion in transactions.
$3 billion, okay? Yeah. Mortgages, okay? I got a buddy, did $20 billion in deals last year, required $16 billion of debt, okay? Do I want that much debt? I'd love to have that much debt. If you'd have asked me 10 years ago, no, I had the wrong problem. It kept me from growing. So you can be excited, you can be pumped up, you can have a great attitude, but I mean, you got to have awareness about what you're good at. The fact that he can say, I'm just still not great at what I do.
Dude, that's what I love. That's what I love about the guys, the sales team
Yeah.
and gals. They're actually really self-aware. They're like they know when they don't have a problem. Like I'm like, hey, what are 3 things that you're doing great right now? What are 3 things you suck at?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, dude, they're so like, well, I need to do this a little bit better, and every one of them is so spot on.
Yeah.
You know.
And, you know, the other thing is, like, there's one thing with the guy, the wrong problem.
Can I say one thing about that?
It looks like you know.
To be aware, to be self-aware, you have to be willing to accept responsibility.
Yeah.
Because too often, too many people refuse to accept responsibility, and you can't possibly be aware of your true problem if you won't accept responsibility for things that are your fault.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, there's the thing about the wrong problem. I'm asking myself, hey, what's wrong? You know, what's wrong with our relationship? What's wrong with Scarlett's stomach? What's wrong with? I got the wrong problem. Hey, I got to get rid of this debt. I hear this all the time. I got to get rid of my debt. Really? How much you got, dude? $100,000 worth of debt. That's your problem, man? How can $100,000 be a problem? I know. Everybody right now is thinking, damn, that's a problem. How can it possibly be a problem when there's trillions of dollars in the world? 100 grand is nothing. It is nothing. Like for you to think, oh my God, I got to pay this down. I hear it all the time. I got $18,000 worth of college debt I need to pay off. Really, why? Well, why is that a problem, dude?
Yeah.
Okay. I go to the Whole Foods. Oh my gosh, these nuts, those Brazilian nuts, man. They're like, I remember saying this my whole life. Oh my God, they're like $19 a bag, a pound, and I'd be like, oh my God, and I'd leave them. That was an invalidation to me. The nuts were an invalidation. The $18,000 in debt. The steak at the 112 restaurant. It's $55.
The Wagyu.
Those are invalidations of who you are. You have the wrong problem, man. You should be making enough money not to worry about that. You need $100 million in debt. You need to buy Brazilian nuts for the whole freaking neighborhood, man. You need to give Christmas gifts like we're going to do on the 23rd to everybody in Miami, every family in Miami that doesn't have. You don't need to worry about the cost of toys, dude. You need to worry about how many damn toys you can give out, man. You got to change this. So there's the wrong problem, but there's also on the flip side of this, a guy that has the wrong answers. Okay, like they're know-it-alls. You know, people that are know-it-alls. Nah, that's not it. I know this and I know that, and sometimes I'm a know-it-all. You know, I think I know the best way for everything until later. I'm like, maybe I was wrong on that deal.
I don't think it's a know-it-all. I think it's you want to try something.
But if you're talking to a guy back there and you're like, and he's like, the list is bad, the list is bad, the list is bad, and you're like, dude, I got a guy sitting next to you, freaking, he's making 4 times what you make with the same list.
Yeah.
And he's like, this list is bad. He's a know-it-all.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you don't want to be a know-it-all, man, if you want to play the game. My mom told me when I got in sales, she's like, don't
Sell the family?
Don't sell the family.
Yeah.
I said, Does that include you? Because
Follow me.
I thought I could take advantage of my mama. I knew she could get approved.
Sign here.
She's like, don't sell to family. Well, that took out my mom, my sisters, my brother, everybody that I knew. It wiped out my list.
Yeah.
My entire power base got wiped out because of one wrong piece of data.
How long did it take you to fix that?
About 3 years. I needed a deal.
Yeah.
It was the end of the month. You know, it was the end of the month, and I knew my sister would buy a car from me. And I'm like, shit, man, I lied to my mom before. I'm going to do it again. See, this is what people do, man. They're going to wait. I'm going to wait until the deals come. I'm going to wait and become a success when the deals come through. You guys got to figure out, man, how do I commit when it's scary, baby? This is what all the players do. Elon Musk says, I want to change the way people pay for stuff. So what's he do? He invests every penny he has and creates a company called PayPal. He says, you know what I'm going to do? I want cars to run with electricity. Invest every penny he has and goes into debt up to here.
For
Tesla. Then he says, I want to go to the freaking moon. Oh, not to the moon, to where? Where's he want to go?
Mars.
He wants to go to Mars, dude, okay?
And then he created Solar City.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
the
Solar City
players
buys Tesla.
commit. Matt. I just had a guy in my office I was coaching, right? He's been doing these duplexes and they're going to do, he's going to net about 500 grand this year. I'm like, but he keeps butting up against this limitation. I'm like, bro, like, he's like, I'm going to go from here to here. I'm like, you're going to end up in the same band of problems that you have right now. The only way to break that band of problem, bro, is to go to another environment.
Get a bigger problem.
Like, you know, you solve a whole bunch of other problems when you just start thinking, okay, I'm going to actually do something ridiculous and go from here to way up here rather than increments. Know that you're willing to work in the increments to get there, but you got to think in the surge. Work in the increments. Wrong, unsuitable or undesirable, unjust, dishonest, immoral, not correct. Not true. Wrong problem.
To act unjustly or dishonestly.
I challenge you to quit being unjust with yourself.
Wrong.
I challenge you to quit being dishonest with yourself. I can't afford it. Wrong. You can't. How to identify the right problems and the wrong problems, because you might have some of the right problems. But the truth is, dude, if you had the right problem, wouldn't it have resolved itself? I mean, if you've been doing your daddy as the problem for 30 years, and you know it's the daddy, and you keep saying, yeah, it's my dad, or it's my mom, like, maybe that's not it. It's possible that you got the wrong problem, particularly if it hadn't resolved itself, okay? I think everybody's a quitter. I think everybody's a quitter, okay? Any project you've ever failed on is because you quit. It's not because it didn't work, it's because you quit. You quit. I quit. I quit on so many things in my life, it's unbelievable. In fact, today I'll probably quit on like 10 things until I say, oh, don't quit. But I quit and then I don't quit.
You can't ever win if you quit.
Huh?
You can't ever win if you quit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't listen to a quitter.
The only way to fail is to quit.
You know, quitters never win and winners never quit. Now I'm just gonna start slinging quit quotes.